Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Project Bronco. That's right, Project Bronco. I know we've been bringing you mostly Porsche content lately, since that's the newest thing in the inventory and the most exciting project car, but part of our YouTube analytics has told us that people that watch the one intro video we have of the Bronco tend to be the people that watch more other videos than anybody else. So if you're watching the Bronco video, thank you so much for popping over and taking a look at the Cobra or the Porsche or Miniatures Mondays and whatnot. I really appreciate the views and hope you guys like the Bronco. I'm not very familiar with four-wheel driving and trucks and things like that. I'm a car guy, not a truck guy. But my stepdad owned a big Bronco like this when I was a kid, and I have super fond memories of off-road in one, and so when I had a chance to pick one up, I knew it was going to be a fun project, so that's what we did. So yeah, we kind of had a little intro on it. It's a 92 Ford Bronco, full size, yes, the OJ one, 5-liter fuel-injected V8, automatic transmission with overdrive. I believe it's the E40D in this year. I'm not entirely certain. But this one is super cool because, as you can see, somebody's already put manual hubs on it, which we're going to go ahead and lock because we're going to have some fun out here in this here field once we're done filming this. So, see here, this is kind of the only bad spot on the whole truck. All the paint on the hood has kind of come off. There's a little bit here too, just from rock chipping, but that's easy to get. All the rest of this paint actually polishes up really, really nice. So yeah, that's going to be super fun to do. That's one of the things we'll do in a video. But yeah, this is the Bronco. I did put those 17s on. I found those. When I got it, it had some really cool looking dated 90s prime 15x10 star wheels, but only had 3 of them. And finding the 4th was proven to be impossible, and I got these on a great deal. And on these, you can run these 265/70/17 tires, which is a takeoff size for all of the new like Tacomas and F-150s and things like that. So these tires are super easy to come by. So I was actually able to pick up this set of wheels and tires for less than the price of replacement tires for the 15s had I had all 4 15s. And frankly, the truck just kind of looks a little better, a little bit more modern with them. But yeah, pretty much that has been the only cosmetic thing so far, other than getting it muddier and dirtier. I have actually pressure washed it and cleaned it up a lot, and then I just keep getting it dirtier and dirtier. We've shown you inside before, but oh, that one's side's locked. Anyways, the biggest thing that makes this one cool is this. There's a manual 4-wheel drive gearbox, so we can put that down into 4 high or 4 low, and with those locking hubs, this thing kind of really goes wherever it darn well pleases, which has been super fun. You can see the interior is pretty nice except for the seats. We got to get some seat covers for in there and still do some other little things. Where is the... There it is. I'll show you the motor. So, what happened with this thing? I got it from a car lot that I used to do a lot of business with. They got it as a trade-in, and I got it from them for $500, as is where is. It started, it ran, it would drive for about a mile, and then it would quit, and it wouldn't go again for an hour. And everybody was like, electronics. The distributors on these, they're kind of known for that. As you can see, this distributor has been messed with before. It's got newer wires on it and newer plugs and some other new stuff down in there. And somebody has previously done a water pump job on this thing, which is a total pain in the butt on these, and has done an alternator. You can see all those kind of differently aged looking parts in there. Someone has put a lot of work into this truck. But it had a crazy problem that it wouldn't go away. It turns out it was actually the battery. As you can see by all the red stuff everywhere, a battery has exploded in this truck. And that's what was wrong with it. I put a new battery in it, and poof, we were done. I do still want to replace the cables. They're kind of gnarlied up from whatever happened in here, and obviously I really need to clean this thing. But it's January in the Pacific Northwest, and I know it's hard to tell in a video, but it is cold. It's the mid-30s again, and I just don't want to work outside on any of this stuff. But anyways, that is the engine bay of the Bronco. The AC does work perfectly, actually. This thing blows ice cold. The compressor kicks on. It gets really nice inside there. It does have a little bit of a braking issue. It tends to want to surge a little bit. Obviously, the master cylinder has been replaced. It does not look like the booster has. But I really need to check like the front pads and the rear wheel cylinders and see if there's not anything going on with any of those, with the way that it kind of pulls and bucks. Other than that, the thing actually runs and drives really well, and everything works except for the headlights only work on high when you're holding the flash to pass. So I think that little multi-function switch on the side of the column, this thing, I think this is trash because it only works with the lights if you're holding it like that. Otherwise, you get nothing. In fact, I'll show you here. Here's the, you can spin the adjuster all the way to turn that on. Like it, that is on. That's high, that's low. So all right, so we're on with low beams. We should have low beams, and you can see we've got parking lamps and no low beams. However, I bet you we do have taillights. Yep, we got taillight and another taillight. So, you know, the light switch is functional, and then we put it on high beams, and still we've got nothing. So I know at least the high beams work, because like I said, if you hold it in flash to pass, the lights do light up. So yeah, I'm 90% sure it's this. What I really want to do with this truck is keep it low buck. Like I said, I bought it for $500. I got the battery for super cheap, you know, price matching through one of your friendly local auto parts stores. They price matched to Walmart, which was awesome. So I looked it up on Walmart, and then they took basically $100 off. But yeah, I'd like to go to a junkyard, because the back seat in this thing is actually like pretty nice, and hey, stinking kids, the carpet isn't bad for a truck. Headliner's in good shape, but yeah, these seats are pretty shot. What I'd like to do is find one of these in a pick and pull that's got better seats, because like the armrest has come off that one too, and pull like the seats, the console. I'll probably just wrap the steering wheel because the rim's actually in okay shape, but like grab this, you know, any other little pieces. Like this door panel is actually a little cracked. If I could find another great door panel for super cheap, like I do that. We're missing this little trim piece here. And who knows, like if I found a white hood, I would just buy a white hood. That'd be way easier than painting it. So I really need to just get my butt down to pick and pull, or a junkyard, or, you know, any of those kind of places, and do that. And I just kind of haven't really made the time to do it yet in all this cold weather. But that's the plan, is to go out to the do-it-yourself self-service yard and pull all the parts for this thing out, and kind of get it looking functionally good. As far as mechanics go, it's pretty good. I've already changed the oil and coolant and a couple other little things on it, and like I said, the battery, I still got to do the cables. It does seem to have maybe a tiny bit of an exhaust leak and a tiny bit of a miss. I'd probably like to do the plugs again, and go through all the exhaust, make sure there's not any exhaust gaskets blown out in it, to really get it running right. But heater works, AC works, everything else works functionally. Just got to get that headlight switch going, and she's ready to go. So what do you say we take this thing out there on a drive? We can kind of screw around in this field here a little bit, and then there's a little trail back there I know of. So this is my first time trying to film something like this, so hopefully it works out. And it's not too shaky cam. I'm not real happy with this camera, to be honest with you guys. I've gotten a lot of people feedback kind of going, oh, yeah, your videos are really shaky. I know, it's just me holding the camera. And the image stabilization apparently isn't working so well. But I'm going to put it in this little fakey GoPro case that came with it. And we're going to take it on a drive. So yeah, let's do that. Haha, that's a cool shot.